Sheila, would you like to share your story next?
Of course. My name is Sheila Gaudreau. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico, but live currently in Bradenton, Florida. I married. I have two young adults that are one out of the house, the other one in college. I was diagnosed de novo with metastatic breast cancer back in July of 2015. I am still in my first line of treatment. I am ERPR positive, HER2 negative. I'm one of those unicorns for which the Ibrance and letrozole combo appears to just work with fairly minimal side effects. I also work full time. My meds were originally to the liver and nodes under my right arm. I have been without any evidence of active disease for about a little over 7 years now. And I actually just had my scans last month, and everything is still looking good, thankfully. So that is all about me. Oh, the only surgery I've had. So I did not go through any surgeries because at the time, obviously, as soon as I had decided to go just do mastectomy in both, even though there was a tumor only in one. But of course, through the course of all the tests and things, we discovered that it was had already spread. So for me, a mastectomy wasn't really an option. So the only surgery I've gone through is actually to throw me into menopause. They removed my ovaries and tubes so that I could begin with the Ibrance and letrozole combo. So that has been only surgery that I've had in this process so far.
Thank you, Sheila. So both Katie and Sheila are unicorns, and the way that we use that definition in the context of metastatic breast cancer, it's really those people who have lived longer than 5 years with MBC. But then Sheila's situation is she's even more of a unicorn. I don't know if you're a unicorn squared or whatever we want to call that. A sparkly unicorn.
I like that.
Still being on that first line of treatment, which that is not everybody's experience, and I know Sheila is very, very grateful for that. Sheila, I want to tell you that the application for the Living Beyond Breast Cancer conference was shared everywhere. I don't know if it just went live today or whatever, and man, there's a picture of you and your daughter front and center. So just showing how various people in this virtual room are wearing different hats for various organizations. And many of us are also volunteers with Living Beyond Breast Cancer. Sheila, do you want to talk a little bit about that conference and what that meant for you and your daughter to be able to do that?
Of course. So I've done a lot of advocacy with various organizations. LBBC is really special. Living Beyond Breast Cancer, I actually got connected to it because they have an advocate program for just metastatic breast cancer patients called Hear My Voice. I completed that program, I believe, a couple of years ago. And at the time, again, middle of COVID, it was all virtual. But at the end, we actually had the opportunity to attend their conference. It was the first in-person conference since COVID. They hold it in Philadelphia. And my daughter, who's in college, was able to go over and spend time with me that weekend. She had yet to meet any of my MBC Thriver friends. And she arrived at the hotel before I did. So she arrives and she has people greeting her because I plaster her picture all social media. I also do with the rest of my family. But she has complete strangers going on to her. Are you Sheila's daughter? And so she got to meet a lot of people before she arrived. She was not supposed to volunteer, but they needed help, so they volunteered there. She got to see me also as a panelist. I shared my story along with, I believe, 3 or 4 other ladies. And in addition to that, I also had a reading part in a play called For Our Lives, a compilation of interviews with metastatic breast cancer patients. And throughout that whole experience, she was able to finally realize why I do what I do in the space of advocacy on top of everything else. And she totally got it. I mean, in tears. She's like, I see why you're doing this. And she really wants to keep getting more involved. So if she can, she'll go to that conference, etc. That conference was really special because it's not a scientific thing. It's mostly you get to meet other people and sometimes, caregivers, and it's more getting to know the person, but also learning a little bit more about things you can do as you walk through your journey. And it was just a very special moment for me to share with my daughter. And actually, when I saw that picture, I sent it to her the other day, and she's like, "Do you recognize anyone in the top right corner of that page?" And she's like, "I love that picture." They actually did a photo shoot. You could take pictures either on your own, and we have the pictures they took. There's so many, you get to pick 10 at no cost, and we had challenges picking the 10 because they were all just so cute. But yeah, it was very, very, very special moment.
Good. I'm glad. Yes, there was a picture of Melanie, Amy, and another not metastatic person, Rajan, who came to help support us with the play that was circulating quite a bit. I would open things and be like, "Oh, there's our faces." So that's always fun. Thank you, Sheila, for sharing, and thanks for being here. We're very excited. Certainly, some of you may have noticed that in the last couple of years, survivingbreastcancer.org has made a gigantic effort to translate all of our many, many, many resources into Spanish. And so we're super excited for Sheila and Claudia to be on our MBC leadership team to continue allowing us to translate resources into people's heart languages. It's so important to meet people where they are when they're going through such a serious experience like a cancer diagnosis. And we are really committed to doing as much as we possibly can to ensure that people can access good resources.